Seems that YouTube is playing a trick on us every now and then. So we just started the Coffee with Markus show on April 28th, and today is day 46 of these crazy markets. I want to show you what traders are focusing on today, and I'm going to show you how I use the TradingView stock screener to find the best stocks to trade. But since we got interrupted, we probably have to just wait a quick moment to see if you find me here again so that we can come back online and then we get started. So let me just tell everybody that I'm back online. And let's see if you can see me. John says we're better now. Okay, so sorry about this. I don't know, it happened only once before. I've done, what, probably 30 of these Coffee with Markus. Always live, never a problem. But today we had a small problem. Anyhow, let's get started. So April 28th, day 46 of these crazy markets. So want to show you what traders are focusing on right now. And since many of you ask, I want to show you how I use the TradingView stock screener to find the best stocks to trade. But let's jump right into the markets and see what is happening here right now. There we go. Perfect. So as you can see, the Dow Jones right now rather flat. So the Dow Jones slightly up today, the S&P slightly down, the Nasdaq down a little bit more. So what has been happening today? Let's take a look at a 5-minute chart and notice that I drew this resistance line here. When was it? Yesterday or a few days ago? My gosh, time is flying when you're having fun, right? Anyhow, so you see that earlier this morning we opened and we're off to the races, but then we were pulling back, and as you can see right now, this resistance line from the daily chart is hitting us also intraday. So the Dow going back and forth between positive and negative. S&P, the same deal here if you look at the S&P, and the Nasdaq today, definitely the weaker market. So what is moving the markets here right now? Well, we already talked about it yesterday. There are a few economic reports, but nothing can change the market today. Consumer confidence was coming out. It was worse than expected, but hey, we already knew this, right? So the other thing that the traders are focusing on is the states reopening, the economy restarting. So we'll take a look at this in a moment. And then, of course, the focus is also on earnings. This week, we have some major companies reporting. Today, we have Google and Starbucks reporting after the bell. So probably in around half an hour from now. So we'll see. Also reporting this week is Facebook, Amazon, Apple. So all of these are reporting. Now, we already know that earnings will be bad, but we want to know how bad does each company really got hit here. Now, a few other things that were in the headlines today. So today, crude oil had a wild ride. So here we look at a crude oil chart, and as you can see, this here, let me actually switch to a 15-minute chart so that you see better. So here today, at first, crude oil was going down, and then there was a report that an oil tanker exploded somewhere in Syria, and this is why crude oil has been pulling up a little bit. But hey, crude oil just massively hit over the past few weeks, as you know. So right now we are trading at below $13 a barrel. So wow. Now, one of the things that you might have seen in the news right now, there is this meat war going on, or not, right? I mean, meat processing factories are being shut down, and this is where the prices of lean hogs, let me just, there we go, have been going up recently. And you see, this is where actually the president of, what is it, Tyson, the food processor, right, has been warning and said, oh my gosh, we will have a problem here. But if you look at the chart, is it really a problem, or is this a publicity stunt? Because this here is lean hog futures. And as restaurants were closing and ballparks not opening, I mean, think about it. Where do we consume a lot of pork? Hot dogs, right? And right now it is April going into May. where usually we have games going on, right? We might have picnics in parks, all these kind of things, but everything is, of course, canceled right now because of the virus situation. So this is where restaurants were closed, all the social gatherings were closed, and hog prices took a dive. Now they're going back up because some of the meat factories are closed, so they say we cannot process the food. Anyhow, we'll see. Tyson is actually the one, I think it's Joe Tyson or John Tyson, the CEO of Tyson Foods. And he had this dire warning. But if you look at this, they also were hit hard during this crisis as restaurants were shutting down. And they are about to report earnings in a few days. So the question here for me is always, is this really true what he's saying, that we might have a shortage of beef, poultry, pork? Or is this really just to deflect a little bit from the earnings that are coming up there? We talked about it the other day, Beyond Meat, which is an alternative to meat. Obviously, this is plant-based food. So they actually had a nice run up here as this publicity stunt was going around, right? And apparently in some stores, bacon is already more expensive, and now for a pack of bacon, you're paying $15. I don't know. We'll see, right? I mean, Beyond Meat was soaring here from, $60 to $110, now pulling back also. In a few days, they are reporting earnings. And yes, John, the processing plants are shutting down. So we will see what happens here. The other stocks that I want to show you that are in the news right now are all stocks that were really hit hard by the virus. For example, American Airlines up today 12%. Why? Because we see that more and more states are loosening the restrictions, that they're reopening. So this is where we also see Carnival Cruise Line that has been hit really, really hard, on hopes that they might be back in business at some point, being able to offer cruises. Delta Airlines here, same as American Airlines, up 10% today. We have United Airlines up 11%. So as you can see, Macy's, surprisingly, I mean, is this the rise, the phoenix from the ashes? I mean, up 9.55%. But you see, if you're trading around $6, 10% is only 60 cents. So I wouldn't get too excited about this. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond, another retailer here, going back up, again, in hopes that we will frequent the stores again. And some of the stores have done a great job in curbside pickup. So personally, I'm impressed at Best Buy. I think, when was it, last week or 2 weeks ago, I had to go to Best Buy to pick something up, and they had it down. I mean, this were really, you don't talk to anybody. You're just showing your phone through the window. Then you open the trunk. They put the stuff in the trunk. Can't remember what I needed. What was it? Anyhow, probably something for the kids. So they really had it down. But obviously here, other retailers are looking for, hopefully, being able to go back to normal. Will we ever? We will see. So Hertz today also up at $5, 11%. So going up from $4.50 to $5. That's where we stand right now. Okay, so in a moment I want to show you how I use TradingView here, the stock screener actually, to find the best stocks to trade. But let's first take a look at a few of your questions here before we move on. Okay, so Sama is asking, will you organize a new Theta Kings class on how to buy call option once the VIX is down below 30? I've actually something in the works for you. So, and we will probably start on it tomorrow or on Thursday. I promised you I have an idea for a new strategy. And also, it seems with the VIX going down, that PowerX Optimizer, the PowerX strategy, is doing really, really well again. So if this is the case, then of course we will talk about that, how I use the PowerX Optimizer to find the best trades to take. So we probably have to wait a few days to see if the VIX is really going below. Talking about the VIX, let's take a quick look at this. Why not? So let's see where we stand today. Last I saw is we were up a little bit. You know, yesterday we were trading close to 30. Right now, again at 32, 33. So we'll see. It seems that we have a few more days. Probably by the end of the week or next week, we can use PowerX Optimizer again. Hey, speaking about PowerX Optimizer and the PowerX strategy, you probably see it right here in the description, the PowerX strategy book is now available on Kindle. Actually, it will be available effective tomorrow. So, Amazon allows us to run a special until the end of the week. So let me just show it to you. If you go to rockwelltrading.com, it automatically takes you over to Amazon, and you see right now you can pre-order it for $1.99. It will be auto-delivered to your Kindle tomorrow, and until the end of the week, you can get the Kindle version of the book for $1.99. This is when the promotion ends. Again, it's a thing that Amazon allows us to do whenever we have a new title. In the beginning, you can run a promotion, and after this, it will go back to $4.99. Again, nothing that is breaking the bank, but I thought I'll let you know about this. I think I also sent you an email earlier. I'll send another email tomorrow to let you know about this. Okay. So, good point. Jagged is asking, can you please check, I don't even know what CHK is, but sure, we can take a quick look at this before then I show you how to use the TradingView stock screener to find the best stocks to trade. So here's check, and Chesapeake Energy. Yeah, let's see how these guys are doing. Right now, you see they have earnings coming up, I believe, tomorrow. Not quite sure if it is before the bell or after the bell. So it seems that they have actually on the 29th. Yeah, that is tomorrow. So let's see what they say. And after tomorrow, we might see a move here. But if you look at a little bit at a longer term view here of Chesapeake Energy, you see that they have been in trouble for quite a while. I mean, look at this. Whoa, were they really trading at $5,000 at some point? This was in 2014, and now they're trading at $29. So, I don't know if this is a stock that I want to hold long term. If you just look at the trend here, I mean, we can use this tool here to draw a trend line, and it's fairly easy to draw a trend line. And what do you see when you draw a trend line? This ship is going down. So, not too excited about Chesapeake Energy here. You get the idea. I mean, we don't have to really look at the indicators. All we need to do is draw a trend line and see that these guys are not doing as well as they used to do. All right, great question. And yes, we are much better right now. Okay, Wayne said, finally got out of AMC, which hit over $4.50 today. Yeah, AMC also, it seems that they might be able to avert the bankruptcy, right? So to avoid the bankruptcy. So we will see. We will see. Okay. So Caleb is asking, did you hear about the Lean Hawks movement from the news or from the scanner? Well, as you know, I have several newsletters that I like to follow. I did a video about this. It is called My Morning Routine, I believe, or How to Start the Trading Day. So the newsletters that I like to follow are the Seeking Alpha. I think it's Wall Street Breakfast. I like to look at Morning Brew, and in one of the newsletters, I saw it. If you're interested in this, we can post the link to that video where I mentioned the newsletters that I follow and my morning routine here. Somewhere in the description or maybe in the comments. So we'll do this in a moment that you can take a look at this here as well. All right. Oh, JP, you're absolutely right. Harley Davidson. Yes. Well, actually, Harley Davidson did really, really well today. I saw this earlier. I was looking at HOG, right? Harley Davidson, here we go. As you can see today, up 16%. So not too bad, but as you can see, yeah, we need to. There's a weekly chart. Let me switch back to a daily chart. So, yep. Seems that they came out with pretty good earnings, and we need to see. I love my Harley. I have a Road King Classic. That is the hog that I'm riding. But we also know that Harley is catering to my generation, the 50-year-old older, right? I mean, my son who is 17, he says, Harley Davidson is not cool. What does he know, right? I mean, what does he know? Anyhow, good. Donna is asking, why is, let me just come back to this here. Why is 30 so important to the VIX? This is a level that I found most of the time the VIX is between 10 and 20. These are normal market conditions. Every now and then it goes between 20 and 30. Once it is above 30, this is when usually bad things are happening. And this is what we saw recently that is happening here right now. Okay, so in a moment, I want to show you how to set up the TradingView scanner. And I know that many of you were interested in this. So what I need to do here in order to show this is to make sure that it goes, I'm making this a little bit smaller, because this way I can be on the screen explaining something. There we go. And you still see the stock screener here. So I am going to do this, and I will, what do we do here? I will come on like this, because this is a video that many of you asked about, so I want to do it right now. And then again, Asia, my genius editor, she will take this small segment out of here and release it as a standalone video. For those of you who aren't in Theta class, I know that this is what you wanted to know. So I'm going to show it to you right now, and we'll have this then as a standalone video. Okay. So in this video, I want to show you how I use the TradingView stock screener to find the best stocks to trade. TradingView is a software that is available for free. They also have a low-cost version. I believe it's only $14.95, and there's a lot of things that you can do with TradingView. Today, we're going to focus on the stock screener. So let's jump onto the computer right now, and let me show you how I personally use the stock screener to find the best stocks to trade. So first of all, when you, let's actually go back here for a moment to just tradingview.com, because when you go to their website, this is what it looks like. And as you can see, there's no chart. There's some news here, I believe, and some basic charts. So in order to get to the stock screener, you can do it right from here. I recommend that you bring up any stock. It doesn't really matter. So here for this example, I'm just bringing up Apple. And as soon as you click on Apple, you want to click here on full featured chart as it comes up. So it's loading here for a moment. We will see right here, full featured chart. So you want to click on this. So once you do, you will now see a full featured chart that looks kind of like this. And you will see you have a chart here. Then at the bottom, you see that there's a stock screener, text notes, and on the right-hand side, you also have quite a few symbols. Now, let's talk about the first one here on the upper right. This is where you can have your watch list of the stocks that you're watching. Now, I like to look at the indices here, like to look at Bitcoin, crude oil, and gold. These are the symbols that I'm watching. Now, here is where the stock screener comes in. The third or fourth button down here on the right-hand side is showing the so-called hot list. So there are 3 predefined hot lists that come up when you click on this. This is for the US exchanges, the volume gainers. This is where you see the stocks that really have had a lot of volume today. So for example, GE up 5.6%, Apple up 11%, Ford up 4.4%. You also see the percentage gainers. And this is where you see some weird stocks like Cracks. No idea what they're doing. Well, as you can see, it was a penny stock trading at 80 cents, now trading at $3.80. So I didn't find this particularly useful. Same here for the percentage losers. For example, you have here Drio, Dario Health. Didn't find this particularly useful. However, this is where you can define your own scanner, and I want to show you how to do that, and also the scanner that I personally like to use the best. So on the lower left hand side, you click on stock screener. Let me just make this disappear here so that we have a little bit more screen space. So when you click on the lower left on the stock screener, it brings up the stock screener, and you have predefined screeners in there. And look at this. All that we talked about right now, the volume leaders that we had on the right hand side, as well as the top gainers and the top losers, we have them right here. You see, it doesn't really matter which one you pick. Just pick any for now, because I want to show you, we pick the top losers, how I configure this list. Now, as you know, right now I am using this scanner to find stocks where I can sell put options. As the markets are crazy right now, I mean, today is April 28th. We are in day 46 of these crazy markets. And while the markets have been crashing and now are slowly coming up. Selling puts has been really, really great. So the stock screener that I'm about to set up right now is for exactly that purpose. But as you follow along, you'll see that you can use this screener in many, many ways. And let me show you exactly how to set it up. So again, it doesn't matter. You just pick any of the predefined lists. I'm picking the top losers list. Now, this is where I like to go to filters, and I like to adjust the filters to meet my criteria. Let me show you one more time how to get there. You see this big blue button on the upper right here of this list. So when you click on filters, that's where you can adjust it. Here is how I like to adjust it. I want to see a percent change where the stock today is losing more than 2%. So I'm entering a -2 here. The last price, I like to take a look at stocks that are trading between $5 and $150. So this is just me. Yours might be different. I'm just showing you how to use this scanner. Now, in terms of symbol type, this is the third thing out of 4 that I'm going to change. Here, I'm only looking at common stock. So I'm unselecting depository receipt and ETFs. So again, super easy. All I need to do is that I adjust 4 different settings. I'll leave the exchange as is, but the one thing that I'm looking for here right now is the volume filter. So again, just to briefly recap, I am changing the change percent to a -2. I'm changing the last to between 5 and 150, the symbol stock to common stock, and the fourth thing that I'm changing is the volume. I would like to see stocks that are trading at least 1 million shares per day up to whatever, more than 50 million. So these are the only 4 things that I'm changing. And by doing this, you see that right now I have 125 matches. Now, this is where right now, you see, top losers has a little asterisk there. So I have changed it. You can now save this screen as whatever you want. So you can use your own name. You see, I use the name where I said most volatile Markus. So this is where you could just say, okay, just a test to show how it works. So you can save these settings that you just did. And you see then, whatever you're picking, you can go back to just the test to show how it works, and you have again your 129 matches back. Now I want to show you how to adjust the columns here. This is the second thing that I do, but let me ask you, thus far, is this making sense? Is this helpful before we continue? Because if it is, do me a favor and click on like really quick so that I know that we are going at the right pace, that we are not going too fast, and that we are not going too slow. So if you could do me a quick favor, hit like, I would really appreciate it, and then I'd show you how to customize the comments. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the screen here. And you see that now we have a lot of columns here. We have the ticker, we have the last price that is traded it, the change, we have the change in dollars, so that's the change in percent, that's the change in dollar, a rating, the volume, the market cap, and there are a lot of columns that I personally do not use. So here's the really, really cool thing. All you need to do to get rid of a column is right mouse click on it and remove the column. So I like to keep the ticker. I like to keep the last price. I would like to know this. And I like the percent change. I don't need the change in dollars. But again, for you, it might be different. This is why I want to show you how to do this in general. But I'm removing this column here. I also personally don't care about the rating. I do my own rating. So I'm removing this. And you're doing it by right mouse clicking on the column and remove it right here. I don't need the volume information because I already know that all of these stocks are trading between 1 million and above. So I can remove this. I also don't care about the market cap. Right mouse click and here we go. The PE ratio, not important to me. I'm removing this column. The EPS, I don't care about it. Again, it can be different for you. So you might care about it or not. Employees, don't care about this. And the sector is the last column, and I leave this one in. Now, if you want, you can click on these three dots on the right-hand side, and you can add a bunch of columns. As you can see, there is a lot of information available, so you can add as many columns as you want. For me, this is what I like to do. Let's just get rid of this. I clicked on somewhere. There we go. So the only columns that I like to see is the ticker symbol, the last price, the change in percent, and the sector. Now, also, in the same way as we have saved the filter, we can save the column layout. And the difference is that this is here on the left-hand side. So you see on the left-hand side, you have the column sets. Here, this is where we selected the filter. So we can go for volume gainers, and it is still using the columns that we just defined. Or we can go for the top losers, or what we have just saved, just a test to show how it works. So we can now save our own columns here, and we can save this in the same way that we say, okay, this is the best layout for columns. Just kidding. You get the idea, right? So you have two things that you can save. You can save your filter, and you can save your column layout. So going back to the filters, you see the ones that we changed is that we went to the change percent below -2%, last between $5 and $150. For the symbol type, only the common stock, and the volume we changed from 1 million and above. For the column layout, this is where I choose the ticker, the last price, the change in percent, and the sector. So you can close the screener by clicking on hide here, and you can bring it back up by clicking on stock screener. And then you can quickly go through this and look at the stocks and see which ones of these you like. All right, so this was just a very brief intro on how I use TradingView, the stock screener, to find the best stocks to trade. Hope that you find it helpful. If you did, click on like and consider subscribing to the channel. This way you get more videos like this. Hey, talking about more videos, there's probably more videos popping up on the screen right now. If you enjoyed this video, just click any of these videos that interest you, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, that should do the trick for Asia. So I know that many of you talked about this or asked about this. Is this helpful? Did this help you here? How to set up the TradingView? And just wanted to make sure. I'm looking at your comments right now, because I want to make sure if there are any questions around these things, around how to set up the scanner, then I will answer this. Otherwise, there's a lot of other questions that I would like to answer here. So Caleb is asking, why don't you care about PE, EPS, employee? Caleb, great question. You see, when it comes to trading, there's two schools of analysis. One is technical analysis, and the other is fundamental analysis. When you're doing fundamental analysis, this is when you start looking at the PE, the EPS, the employees, and all this kind of stuff. You know what? I'm not smart enough. For me, it doesn't tell me anything. I am a technical trader. This is why you see that on my setup, I'm using indicators. So let me just get rid of this, and let me show you the indicators. So if you have been following me for a while, you know that I like to use the RSI, the stochastics, and the MACD as indicators, how to determine whether the stock is going up, down, or sideways. So Caleb, great question, but for me, it doesn't really help me in my trading, and anything that can confuse me, I like to get rid of it. Because I don't know about you, in the beginning of my trading career, I suffered from analysis paralysis. I was looking at so many things that I got thoroughly confused and didn't know what I should do with this stock right now. So this is why right now my trading has become so much simpler, and for me it works much better when it is simple, and that's why I only look at these three indicators. Caleb, is this helpful? All right, cheers. Okay, so let's see, what other questions do we have here? Okay, So Claire is asking, do you save the volume column too? No, because for me, as long as we're above 1 million, it doesn't matter whether we had 1 million shares traded, 2 million, or 5 million. It's not any information that that I like. Okay. So Monica says, even with Pro, I cannot the bars and area on chart, nor can I find Rockwell as a function. You know what? I agree. Rockwell, it's probably called PowerX. Let me just look it up for you really quick here, Monica. And as you know, I did the other video on how to set up TradingView. But if you want to set up these colored bars here, you need to probably look for PowerX. There we go. It's not under Rockwell Trading, and here's why. I did it under Rockwell Trading, and then TradingView contacted me and says I cannot use company names in the description. So Monica, all you need to do is look for the PowerX strategy bar coloring official version. That is the one that you want. Does this help? Okay. Good question. And Diane is asking, yes, will the short version be on YouTube? Yes, it will be on YouTube and on the website. We put it in both places. Wayne said, got the same problem issue. Again, look for PowerX, not for Rockwell. I know that I probably said in the video, Rockwell, I saved it and TradingView contacted me a few hours later and says, you cannot do this. So that's why it is there. Good. Perfect. Okay, so can you make a video to set up the scanner? Just joined. I just did. So it will be available here on the YouTube, so you can watch this this video again. So James asking, for the PowerX Optimizer, can you consider enhancing the options tab, like including the closing price of the underlying stock? Yes, we are actually working on this as we speak. There's one more thing that we need to do to PowerX Optimizer right now that I'm working on with the development team. I want to remove the last few weeks that have been crazy. I'll explain it to you tomorrow or when we talk about PowerX Optimizer of why that is. But it is super important because otherwise just 2 trades would contribute to most of your profits, and that's not realistic. So we'll talk about this a little bit later this week. Okay. So Caleb, can you do any videos about various trading strategies? I'll be happy to. So this is one of the things that I want to do this week. I have a trading idea, and I want to show you exactly how I go from idea to testing, to developing a playbook, to developing tools for it, to actually then full-time trading it. Are you interested in this? Would you like to see how I do this? If so, make sure that you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't done it, so that you get notified whenever I release a new video or whenever I go live. I plan to do it this week. So since we are still right now a little bit waiting on PowerX, I'm pretty sure that we can start trading PowerX early next week. So this week I want to show you how my brain works, how I go from trading idea again to testing it, to validating it, trading it, right? I mean, first of all, on a small account, super small, usually just with 1 or 2 lots before I go to 10 options, 20 options, 70 options. I believe this morning I placed a trade for 70 options in one of the stocks that I was looking at. So I usually do it with smaller size to validate the idea and then develop the playbook and the tools for it. Anyhow, if you like this idea, stay tuned. This is what I'm planning to do this week. Okay. So Victor is asking, can we trade your method of selling puts as covered call options? Not quite. I will talk about covered calls probably in a couple of weeks from now, because here's the deal. I want to make sure that I can show you on my account how exactly I'm doing it personally, right? We talked about it yesterday. I mean, Caleb also asked, I can teach you almost anything. I have been trading for more than 20 years, maybe even 30 years. I don't know. I've been trading for so long, I've probably forgotten more than, than I've learned over the years, which is good because there's a bunch of stuff that I've learned that does not work. So I could teach you a lot of stuff, but I only want to teach you those things that I personally do because I think that this is probably of most interest to you. So, okay. Steve is asking, can we set up our own indicators in TradingView as you did with PowerX? Yes, you can. What you need to do, let me just show it to you. So let's jump out of this here for a moment. You need to get used to their Pine script. You see there's a Pine editor, and they have their own scripting language. And this is what you need to learn in order to do this. It's not super difficult, but it's also not that easy. But yes, it is possible that you can program TradingView any way you want. By the way, if you're consider subscribing to the pro version of TradingView, do me a favor. I'm just putting it on here on this chart. Go to rockwelltrading.com/tradingview. So when you do, they will know that I referred you to them. I don't know. I think I might get a few dollars, or I might get a mug or something like this. Not quite sure. But what is more important is if they know that I'm showing you how to use TradingView, they might invite me to do some webinars and education to all the TradingView users. And I think that this would be beneficial. So it would be great if you could use this link, rockwelltrading.com/tradingview, if you consider joining and paying the $14.95 for the pro version, because this way we probably get on their radar. I might get on their radar, and I can show the stuff that I'm showing you to even more people, because I think what I'm sharing here is pretty good. I mean, if you agree, this is how you could help me out if you want to. Up to you. Or not. Trust me, really doesn't change my life if I get a mug from TradingView or whatever they're sending me or not. But I would like to just spread the news and show how others can use what I'm using here and what you're learning to hopefully become better traders. Okay. So, Kurt says, please share your process. Be happy to. Be happy to. I will absolutely do this. So, Simone is asking, what do you think of KRU? No idea. You want to take a look at this together? Let's do this. Let's take a look at KRU. Don't even know what they're doing. I mean, it seems that they are reporting earnings right now. Let me just look at the industry. Oh, finance, rental, leasing. So here's the deal. So right now, who's asking this? Let me just see. Simone, I am not too hot on any leasing or rental companies, and here's why. As you know, renters can actually request deferment or what is it? How do you call this? Furlough? Not quite sure. No, that's not the right word. Forbearance. Forbearance. It's a complicated word that I never use. Anyhow, they can request forbearance. You see, the bigger guys have done it. Cheesecake Factory asked all the malls and say, you know what, we cannot pay the rent. We ask for forbearance. I know that other renters of medical buildings or something like this, they're doing it as well. So I don't know if these companies could be hurt or not. So I would stay away from those until it all settles down and pretty much everybody can hopefully go back to work, right? As you know, more than 26 million people filed for unemployment in the last 5 weeks. So I want to make sure that we can put people back to work, that they can pay their rent, right? That they can frequent restaurants so that restaurants can pay the rent. So this is why I would stay away from those for now, Simone. But this, again, just my personal opinion. It's just not an industry that I like right now. Okay, good. So let's see if there's a few things. So Mr. Kingsley Lawrence, I am a member of Theta Kings. Can you teach how to screen stocks on TOS? Honestly, I have no clue how to do it on TOS. There's probably a way. If any of you know how to do this, shoot me an email. Let me know. I'll be happy to show it. But I don't even have Thinkorswim installed on my computer. My head coach, Mark Hodge, has it. I'll talk to Mark and see if he knows how to do it. Not really quite sure. Here's the cool thing, Mr. Kingsley Lawrence. Okay. TradingView, everything that I've shown you here, you can do with the free version. So you can set up this screener in the free version. So you might consider just entering your email address on TradingView get the free version and do it there, because I'm not quite sure how to do it. So Jean LaRouche is asking, what put deal did you sell today? We tried, not quite sure. I didn't bring the trading platform up because I had to restart my computer. You remember in the beginning, we had some problems here, so I had to shut down my trading platform. I believe we tried to get into 3 different trades. I believe one of them was DCP, but I'm not quite sure. I'll show it again to you tomorrow, right? When I have my trading platform up. Right now I don't have it because I had to restart the computer here. Okay. So Sandra is asking, is it illegal to day trade when you have a margin account? I believe so. Who is allowed to buy and sell the same stock in one day? If you're day trading futures, there are no restrictions. If you're day trading binary options, there's no restrictions. If you're day trading stocks, you must have $25,000 in your account if you execute 3 or more trades in a 5-day time frame. I believe there's the rule. It's called the day trading pattern rule. I'll be happy to look it up for you another day and do a video on this. Honestly, I think if you're new to trading, that swing trading might be the better approach instead of day trading. And here's why. Often when day trading, at least this is what happened to me, Sandra. In the beginning of my career, I was day trading and I was over trading, right? Because I didn't have enough patience. I got in and immediately got out, and got in and got out. Now, this was back in the days when we still paid commissions to day trade. So I would highly recommend, if you're new to trading, that you start with swing trading, where you hold your stocks and options for maybe a few days and then work your way up to day trading. Hope this helps. Okay, but yeah, it's legal to day trade in a margin account, but if it's for stocks and options, you must have $25,000 in it. Okay, Karen says, if anyone joins with Markus links, both you and Markus benefits equally. Oh, thank you. I really, honest to God, do not know how I benefit from it. I just know that if somebody is sending a website a lot of traffic, usually they call and say, hey, what are you doing? Then I can probably do more. Kathy says, if you get the year subscription of TradingView, it's $12.95 a month. Yeah, and honestly, even the $14.95, I think it's very affordable. So I think it makes sense if you're using it a lot and you're getting annoyed by these little ads. It's just one of the things. I don't think that you must have it. It's just nice to have and fairly inexpensive. Okay. So Tom says you need the paid version on TradingView to show the colored bars and the 3 indicators at the same time. Tom, that is true because you're limited to only 3 indicators. However, what you can do is that you show, for example, only 2 of the indicators and the colored bars, right, Tom? I mean, you could do this. So it's not absolutely necessary. You cannot see, you're limited to only 3 indicators, and the colored bars, they count as indicators. So it's a good point, but again, you could all do this with what's called, with the free version. That's good. Okay. So Wayne says, I buy rehab multifamily communities and mostly flip them, though sometimes hold in real estate. Would suggest sittings on the sidelines allow. Our lenders have been told pencils down for now. Wayne, absolutely. I'm in the process of right now looking at new apartment complexes to buy in San Antonio because Austin is crazy expensive right now. And I heard the same thing. I mean, right now, lenders, they are sitting on the sidelines. I do believe that we will have cheap money, but right now, lenders want to make sure that that landlords who own or owners of apartment complexes actually find tenants for in there. So yeah, for the next 2 or 3 months, there might be, for commercial projects, limited financing available, Wayne, as you said, but probably in the next few months, there will be fantastic opportunities. So I'm lining a few deals up right now, and I'm excited about this. I can share them with you as it gets closer, that I can show you what I'm looking at when I'm investing in real estate. So I'm looking at one apartment complex. I believe it's in the $7 million range, and the other one in the $12 million range. But hey, I started small. My first apartment complex that I ever bought was $2.7 or $2.8 million. The second one I got even cheaper for $2.3 million. But now that I have more experience, I've been doing it for several years. Now I'm working my way up to bigger deals. But yeah, Good point. Claire is asking, how do you save all your settings in TradingView? Okay, let me quickly show you that. So when you are on TradingView, you see right here, you can save the chart layout. So TradingView, the way how it is structured, you can save almost anything. So if you make changes to the chart layout, you can save it as a chart layout. So you can make a copy of this and save it under a different name. And again, I've showed you how to use it with the scanner. So with the stock screener here, this is where you save it right here. And the columns you can save right here. So it is in different places. So you might have to look for this. But the most important one is probably right here. You see this where I say PowerX bars. So this is how I named this layout that I'm looking at. Anyhow, great question. Golly, I mean, time is flying when you're having fun. By the way, are you enjoying this? If you do me a favor, click on like really quick. Smash the like button, right? I mean, just hit it hard so that I see your enthusiasm here. I would really appreciate it. Right now, before we close, again, right now, the PowerX strategy is available on Kindle, especially for those of you who are watching this internationally. I'll be happy to ship you the book. All I ask is pay $4.95 for shipping and handling. I'll be happy to ship it to you. But when we ship it internationally, even to Canada, it takes a month. And if you say right now, you know what? I want to learn more about the PowerX strategy. I want this now. Then the Kindle book is probably your best bet. Even if you ordered the physical copy and you're still waiting on it, I mean, we're shipping it, trust me, we're shipping it within 1 day after we receive your order. Within 1 day, the book is being shipped. But especially right now with everything that is going on, it might take a little bit longer until it gets to you. So if you have a Kindle, if you enjoy reading stuff on your phone, on your tablet, maybe on your Kindle, just go to rockwelltrading.com/Kindle. It redirects you to Amazon, and until Friday, May 1st, until Friday, May 1st, the price is only $1.99. We tried to set it to 99 cents. Amazon said, nope, you can't do this. $1.99 is the cheapest that you can do, and you can only do it for 3 days. After this, it goes back up to $4.99. Anyhow, do it. You can gift it to somebody. By the way, let me just show you this. If you have the book and you're loving it, I don't think they can do it with a pre-order. So tomorrow it will be available. When it's available tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can gift it to somebody. So maybe you have somebody in your family, maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a neighbor, maybe you want to have somebody who says, I'm interested in trading and don't know how to get started. So I'll show you tomorrow how you can gift it to somebody. And I think, hey, it's a $2 gift that might go a long way. Okay. Appreciate you all being here. I hope that you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making these videos for you. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 3:30. And hey, sorry for the technical difficulties at the very beginning of this show. It happens. It was the second time ever that it happened to me. And now I know I probably should restart my computer, even though there's a very powerful MacBook Pro. I think I paid $4,000 for it. But hey, who knows what all is going on? Who even understands computers? Doesn't really matter. Okay, have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.